Welcome to this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And today we have with us Carmine Del Sordi. He is a former biotech professional turned solo founder, and we'll explore building of clean label, purpose driven business from scratch, discuss about why customer trust matters more than marketing, the hidden costs of digital advertising, why brands are returning to retail and community, and how discipline from biotech shapes sustainable growth. Welcome to the show, Carmine.
Thank you very much for having me, AJ. It's a pleasure to be here.
You're welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome to India in this online form. And I'm sure not just in India, but a lot of people across the globe will benefit from what we are going to talk right now. We'll talk about about purpose-driven brand building that you are doing right now. So we'll talk about that. But before that, let's talk a bit about your journey, your background, so that the audience knows who they are listening to.
Yes, so I've had more than 20 plus years in corporate, starting in consumer goods, moving towards high tech and then biotech. And I tried getting the absolute most out of my career and my journey by taking on more grad school and then authoring a book as well. And I wrote this 14 years ago, and it's called Welcome to the Big Leagues, 9 Innings of Essential Tips for the Corporate Rookie. So, rather than just worrying about my own trajectory, I was looking to give back to the organization and people. And when we were in management programs, we had to read a book a quarter. Every quarter to be in management and grow in your journey. They wanted to keep us sharp. And I was seeing a big disconnect from what we were reading to the new entrants coming into corporate. So I would get new entrants and they would come in and they would all have this pre-growth program mindset for instant gratification and immediate raises, promotions, just going from A to Z without the journey and losing their whole identity in the process. And along with that, wellness was a very big thing. I can't even tell you the number of employees who were on such things like antidepressants and just really, really struggling. And I came up with the foundation called POEMS. P for physical, occupational, economic, mental, and social. And only by having a plan for each can your life come together as harmoniously as the acronym. And you need a system, right? So I was very big on helping the new entrants develop a system, a success plan. We all heard about success plans. We think we're good at them. But if you even look today, we're at January 19th, and it's already assumed that 85% of New Year's resolutions failed. And so resolutions don't make it. You need a system, right? An infrastructure and a system for success. And that's what this was all built around. And I'm really speaking about this because today, I retired from corporate at 50 years old. And I thought nothing would bring me back to working and I would just enjoy the rest of my life calmly. And at 52, 2 years later, I decided to build a tea company, Pure and Easy Tea. And it is such a purpose-driven company that I wrote my story into the brand. At first, when I created it, I just wanted it strictly for wellness to help people. I wanted to, keep my anonymity out of it. But now it's such a part of my entire being and so purpose-driven. I wrote myself into the brand. I'm telling my story. And that's part of the reason why I'm here today.
Absolutely, absolutely, Carmine. So, with due respects to you, starting a brand, purpose-driven brand, is a good thing. But then, what is the difference between your company and lots of other company, hundreds of other companies, which are also saying we are all purpose-driven, and then that because it sounds good in terms of marketing when you tell we are purpose-driven, and the good ones also might get counted amongst those people who are only looking at profit. Why should people uh, trust you and not everyone else?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And it really stemmed from my own journey. Okay. And with full transparency, when I retired, I set out to become an avid tennis player. And I was playing tennis from 3 to 5 hours a day. And having moved from the Bay Area, California to Arizona, it was very intense heat. And prior to when I was in corporate, I was an avid runner. And when I ran, I would seldomly drink, but I would have goo, Gatorades, Vital Waters, and all these supplements to take. So in Arizona heat, I tried that and I became deathly sick from what I used to take in the current environment. And that's where I said, okay, water wasn't enough. You needed a little more than water. And I said, I'm going to go back to my loose leaf teas that I used to drink in San Francisco, the purest premium. And so I reached to the cupboard. I still had some. I opened the can and I went to smell it. And it was just so off-putting because the chemicals just reached out to me. And I'm like, I can't drink this. I used to live on this. I need something pure. And I started making my own pure blends. And as I was doing it and playing, it was so thirst quenching, nourishing, real nutrients live. You're brewing them into your body, and there was nothing like it. And at that point, I had the epiphany where I can't be the only one who would like this. And so then I go back, and like when I say it's a culmination of all of my education, I started thinking about, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the book Blue Ocean Strategy. And I started building, they had in there a 4 actions framework where you want to create a blue ocean in an entire new market. And you do that by reducing and eliminating what doesn't work and creating and raising the bar on what does. And that's where I created the pure tea experience. So I'm getting rid of tea dust, chemicals, microplastics, all of that, and working and elevating what was traditionally used in Asia and medicine and holistic therapy, and coming up with the purest blends on the market that are there to nourish. Now, when we incorporate all of that, it's creating a ritual. And I'm saying everyone needs time for tea. You need a break to reset. And no matter what you're doing, we need to start living with intention. Okay, so many of us are just on autopilot, looking to get stuff done without, real work and progress in it. And it's like we've lost our path to mastery. And all this ties in. But from the ingredients to what you're getting and the care and quality of our blends, there aren't others like it.
Absolutely, Carmine. So, where do you want to go with your pure and easy tea? How is it helping society and customers?
So it is giving people the option, right? So when I say, when you look at the normal person, statistically, we make 35,000 decisions a day. 35,000. Let's just say one of those impact our well-being, right? That's 350 decisions. You walk into any store, shopping center, they have Costco's here in the US, the aisles and the products on the shelf are all out to actually get you. They lie to you about what they consist of. It's all sugar, chemicals, sweeteners, flavorings, things that will ultimately, take you down in the long run. When you're coming to us and our brand, you're receiving the nourishment your body craves. So I believe in the products I'm putting out, and I live on them. I mean, I live on these products, and others are liking it too. So now when we speak about the success of the company, so, I formed the company 3.5 years ago, and we just completed 2 full years in business. And this past year, we grew at 115% year over year, fulfilling 30,000 customer orders. So it's proved and demonstrated nationally that the customers appreciate it, value it, and are after this sort of clean label product. So I feel good about it, and I live the brand. And the products just keep getting better and better.
Absolutely. What about investors? Do you have investors? Do you plan
No,
to have investors? How will you then keep up with your purpose-driven purpose? How will that happen?
in the long run, so this is something I'm tormented with right now and contemplating. Right now, I've funded to date everything solo. And the company it is profitable, and we have zero debt, and I don't draw a salary. And if I stay direct to consumer, which is the path we have been on, I could handle it and continue with growth and own 100% of the company. But the idea is really to get to retail and reach more people. And at that point, I know I've worked in consumer goods. I know I can't fund it and do it all myself. So it wouldn't be about just raising money for me, or, it's about giving equity for partners who could contribute, have an in to retail, and really allow the brand to reach the masses. And the number one thing is without sacrificing quality. So a lot of the companies that initially formed in my sector, they were direct to consumer or small. And then when they hit the retail shelf, they did compromise in quality. And when you look at the retail shelf today, you'll see 20, 30 teas there, all selling for about $6 a box. Ours is more and much more premium. I mean, it's no comparison about what you're getting in the product.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you think the customers care more about discounts or products like yours? There might be other products like yours, but still, most of these products you talked about, drinks and all those people, those get sold very fast with with a little bit of more discount. They will get off the shelf. Other products, even those, heavenly waters, will not satisfy a lot of people.
Right. Well, there really is now. There's a concerted effort to move towards clean label. So you have the early adopters, and they're completely fed up. They've already moved there. They will not drink water out of plastic bottles. They're learning about plastics and tea bags and things like that. So there are, it's the minority of the population, but they are after the purity. And that minority is a whole for us, right? It is who we target. But you do have to make the products available.
Absolutely. So you talk about, building with intention. You talk about purity systems, long-term thinking. outperforms shortcuts. Help us understand this in today's environment.
Yeah, well, I really believe today people are so reactive instead of proactive. They're doing so much. Everyone is distracted with their cell phones every 5 seconds. They're not paying attention, and stress hits. People aren't planning well. And my whole thing is helping people live with purpose and make good decisions and avoid stress and everything on my journey. So even being a one-person company and starting this, there were very stressful times. But without a success plan and realizing that building a system for success, right? You need to have a system in place that you could continuously advance on. And these baby steps over time equal a large leap. And that's been my whole direction. And my purpose behind this is I learned about health. Okay. So I was never really a health major or anything like this. But when I was in my undergrad degree, my mother, only in her early 50s, was diagnosed with cancer and given 6 weeks to live. And I was determined to prove all the doctors wrong and save her. And that was the most difficult thing I've ever went through. And at that point, I read one of the best books I've ever read in my life, called Cancer Therapy by Dr. Ralph Moss. And he had mentioned the power of herbs and supplements. And back then it was Essiac tea. And I had my mother on Essiac tea and dealing with holistic doctors and building. Now, it didn't work. It was too late to save my mother. But you do build a foundation of knowledge. And that's something that I did want to return to. And it's so funny. Later on in life, when I retire from corporate, you're dealing with the things of who you are, your essence. And all of this is part of it, and living healthy. And personally, I'm staying healthy, trying to live with intention and longevity. Eat right, exercise, have a plan, an achievable plan for success. And I'm on my own path of mastery. There's no end game. It's the journey. It's enjoying the journey, learning and growing every day. And it's a very purposeful brand because I know I'm not putting any chemicals in my product, no microplastics. People are getting pure nourishment direct from Mother Nature, untouched. And I'm making it easy. So they're getting the purity. And then the easy part is I'm putting it all together for you to make your system easy and get all these botanicals from all over the world to nourish yourself. Take that break. You could give this to your children. It'll be one of the best things they can have. So that's the purpose behind it. And it keeps me motivated every day. I feel good about it. When you look at the growth and you receive the reviews, it's just an incredible feeling and confirms that I'm on the right path and living with purpose.
Absolutely. Do you have an exit strategy? How long do you want to run this company?
Well, so right now I don't. I'm keeping up with the growth and learning as you go and getting smarter, right? So this year, just in consumer, we should hit 7 figures. And it's sort of unprecedented for just such a small company to be scaling the way it is. So I don't know. I have to just trust, keep following my path, and hope that I will get the right partners to expand this the right way and reach more people, because it is demonstrated.
Absolutely, absolutely. There is so much to learn about the, clean labels, so much to learn about building a brand with purpose, purpose-driven brand building. And I'm sure a lot of people would want to connect with you, taste your tea, and also learn more about how you are doing business. What's the best way for them to connect with you, Carmine?
So I'm on LinkedIn. You could look at my name, Carmine Del Sordi, on LinkedIn. I'm there quite frequently, posting and engaging socially, as well as our website, pureandeasytea.com. Whatever sent to the site will ultimately come to me as well.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you. It was a